Mr. Go Bill. We are Kidz in the Hall.
Yes, sir, and we are kicking it with CDR, Crack Distributors Radio on PNC Radio.
Yo, they want to film people and shit. I said, shit, we film you, shit. You know what I mean?
We had to do behind the scenes.
Well, your girl's place. You
know what it is?
All the crack is in the iPod.
Yeah, all that is in the iPod. They can check out your new LP, Land of Make Believe, which will drop October 27th.
No,
February.
Let's switch it up on the Professional Leisure Tour is our mixtape.
Alright.
/ album for free.
Okay.
That will be coming out October 27th because the label, you know what I'm saying? They wasn't hearing on your dig, so we had to you dig.
I definitely had to make sure I was getting the right date.
Yeah, they, you know, congrats to them and the successful Sky Zoo.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the whole point was that. It was that they had Blue Scholars, Sky, Karis on the Club, and Kimbo's Slice, Sean Price, Kimbo Slice. So Kimbo Price joined, and it would have been like 4 or 5 records in like 2 months, which is a lot for an indie label to do. So you know, just clearing up some room. So we free.
So the mixtape is dropping on that date?
Yeah, I don't know what it is. It's an EP, it's an LP, it's a mixtape.
Free music. That's free music.
It's amazing music at this point too. Like, I think it's gonna be. We haven't released anything as a group, you know, this whole year. So I think it'll be.
I think a lot of people are waiting on a new project from you guys too. I'm definitely.
I hope so.
I know so. I know.
Nah, it's about to be crazy. It's an album, really. I wouldn't even call it a mixtape. It's an album, but it's gonna be a free download. So everybody should get it because we're gonna perform those records. So it's like it's an album.
Are the records on there kind of like a setup to the LP for next year?
It's weird because
it's equal.
It's equal. It's done in reverse too. Like. What happened was, once we knew that the situation was pushed back to February, there were records that we were like, okay, we'll hold these for now. They were like unfinished stuff. So we went back and we finished that up, and then Knowledge, obviously you see, is in New York, so we got in last week. And what we do is, when we're around each other, we have just, you know, a minimal amount of alcohol and just time on our hands. Like we came up with a lot of great new records. So it's funny, this album, whatever. The Professional Leisure Tour is now, it's more conceptual than the Land of Make Believe, but it's dope. It's still got, it's got some great records on it, and it's not too over anybody's head. So.
I'm always ready to make records. It's just when we're not in the same room, sometimes the creative vibe is heightened on one end and then the other end. Like I might be like, yo, I'm ready to rap. Where's some beats? Where the beat? He like, man, I ain't got nothing.
Okay, so it's just about.
And then he might be like, yo, I got some new beats, and I'm like, yo, I'm making some other shit right now.
So it definitely helps. Like I said, besides flicking, like Jukebox happened about 2 months ago when he came out for like 3 days. On the 2 records that we did ended up being definites on the Land of Make Believe.
So is that kind of how the recording process works with both of you, since one's in Chicago, one's in New York a lot of the time? Because you guys have to kind of get together for a few days, just bang out a whole bunch of records?
No, definitely. I think when it comes to tightening up the records, that happens. Like flicking and most of the records on Land of Make Believe were still stuff we went back and forth on, beats, ideas, kind of going back and forth. We had open-ended amount of kind of studio time, so we just got as much done as possible. And then when I went out to start mixing, then it was like, okay, well, let's fix this hook, fix this little part, re-record this, add these keys on here, do this, the little nuances that make the record. Because we can still make records separately, the beginnings of records. And then once it's like, okay, let's finalize these pieces, then we get together to do it.
Yeah, like I'll write a script and 00 makes it like the movie that you go to the theater and see. Because I'm always writing script ideas. And he'll be like, nah, that's a whack movie. We're not gonna make that movie.
At least he keeps it.
You know what I'm saying? So, but I'll write like 50 scripts. You know what I'm saying? And then whether it has a beat or not, I'm still writing a script. But then, like, when we come together, he's there as I'm writing that script, so then the movie gets made that much quicker. You know, because there's no, like, emailing it, and talking on the phone about it, and then it's literally he's seeing my thought process before I actually finish the thought, because he's like, yo, that thought ain't really where we need to go. So then I delete it before it even gets complete, because once I complete a thought, I'm damn near mad I gotta throw it away.
Yeah, a lot of times, as you being the MC in the group like that, sometimes you say,
a lot of times
it's quick when we in the same room. Yeah, it's like I didn't even complete the thought, so I don't have no time to marinate.
90% of the time, though, his thought is already there. It's always like, oh, let's switch this scene up so that the last scene makes more sense. So let's do this way. I mean, that's what it is. It's a lot of just a lot of live editing, and maybe like, oh, this verse is dope, but if it was done in this cadence, or if it was kind of done in this, you know, like, because I look at the voice as an instrument, you know, so I'm looking at the overall orchestration of the track, and his voice is nothing but, you know, it's an instrument added to it, like, that gives the track kind of the connection to everybody else. So it's always like, well, you do this, and we add this, like flicking the original, everything is original on it except for the hook, you know. And the hook was just an idea he kind of came up with, and I was like, everybody was like, yo, this could be a very dope record. Because I didn't even expect him to rap on the beat. Because sometimes I'll send him stuff, what was it? It was like, what was it called? It was like, weirdest shit ever, or like craziest.
That was the title of the file?
Up to the file, sent it to him. And I was like, man, I don't even know if you're gonna like this, but whatever. And then he sent it back, like, I don't know if you're gonna like what I rapped on or whatever. But it ended up being, we went so many two different directions, it came out super dope. And then we just kind of worked on the hook to get it what it was. So
we're about to get into the first this leak single.
Let's call it
the street record. It's the street record. It's called Flickin' right here. CDR Cracker Shit. There's more Kids in the hall. Keep it locked. Let's go.
Okay, so I asked this question off air, so I'm asking on air about your hair, Double O.
Yes.
It's definitely a comment that comes up from many people when they see it.
Because it's beautiful.
It is glorious.
I'm saying it defies the laws of physics and nature, and just creates something that hasn't been done in hip hop before, so I had to do it.
Okay.
You can follow his hair on Twitter.
Is that like Double O's hair?
Yeah, Double O's hair.
Kids, right?
Nah, it's just Double O's hair.
That's it. You can go on.
It's a separate entity.
You're online right now with the tag and follow.
Exactly. When you're on the road, you can't find a new place all the time. So it just, you know, we started on the West Coast, and I just never got a haircut. And then it just became a thing, because me, Murs, there was this other cat on the road with us, Doug, has an absurd Korean bush on his head. You know, we just started having hair wars, and it just started going.
And it just like rock stars.
Yeah, of course. So when it came back, I just didn't stop. You know, I look at it like this. I'm not the type of rock star to wear a single pair of jeans the entire tour, but I'll let my hair grow, whatever.
That's a good trade-off.
That's hair in hip hop.
That's a better trade-off.
What up, Shaman? Knowledge.
Yeah.
Just kept it going.
Edit that one in there so you can see that shit.
Yeah. What up, Shaman Double O?
You know what it is now. It's born Mr. Go Ill. We are Kids in the Hall.
Yes, sir. We are kicking it with CDR, Crack Distributors Radio on PNC Radio. I don't know what PNC stands for, but I'm sure it stands for something.
Professional Legion Tour begins. Yo.
Yeah.
Point like Ray for B. Charlie think why think Major League. We Major League, so paper V. IEW faithfully. Probably why your hoe be chasing me like Grenadine. I've been a fiend for the MIC and NYC. VIP with a PYT. Just 19, but don't need ID, cause these